our life completely changed, and it was a blessing from God that it changed when it did, but at the same time it's a big challenge. Hey lovely people, finally I am back up here at the lovely place, and we're gonna get some things done today. I brought some insulation to store into the loft area for today. I might even get around to putting a little bit up, but we're going to get this pole barn insulated, and we're going to get this tiny house ready for us to come up here and spend time. Now, when you look around, you see that it looks like I came up on some abandoned land, and it has been abandoned for a short time. The last time I was here was over a month ago, and we had our 4 grandchildren up here, and we were having our first camping trip. Here's a little bit of footage regarding that. Today is the first time that we've had a little camping trip excursion up here with the grandkids, and you can see that we've got a lot going on up there, and I'm just excited that they're here and we're enjoying this lovely place together. And thanks for dropping by. I just wanted to share a few things with you as we're here for a couple of days, and just let you be a part of this fun, this enjoyment, this beautiful, wonderful day that we've got. God bless you guys, and I hope everybody is doing well. Got all kinds of hickory nuts falling everywhere.
This stinking thing. Can you help me?
That's a tough one, ain't it? Is it a good one? Oh, that looks good.
Ooh. Might be very good. No.
You gonna bust it a little more?
Yep.
Set it down there. Oh, that one's coming apart. Can you get some meat out of that? Is that a good one? Does it taste good? Not good?
No, I had some of the shell in my mouth. Shell's not very good.
No.
And the white stuff. The brown,
Our little swing with the Badland strap has been a huge success. They have been having a blast on it. Been going high. There's already been an accident. We've got hit in the eye, one of the grandkids, by the swing, but all is going well. Hey guys. So I'll keep you posted throughout this weekend on this video, and we'll talk about some of the cool things we're getting done up here. Good morning, lovely people. I want you to see this field. See the deer out there. BB gun target range, y'all. Taking turns, big rides in Big Red, our Case IH 75C tractor out in the field, letting them drive, grapple and stuff with them. Riding around Little Red, the Polaris Ranger, letting them take turns driving it, pulling a kite behind. That was cool. Pretty slick. What about the kiddos? What a great time. Good times. So that was a 2-day camping trip with the grandchildren up here at the lovely place, and we had a great time, but life changed that Sunday afternoon for us. And if you go back and you see the previous video that I posted, and I've not posted in weeks, and so that's very unusual for us. So thanks for coming back to the lovely place and checking us out here. But our life completely changed, and it was a blessing from God that it changed when it did, but at the same time it's a big challenge, and we're working through it right now. So the bottom line is we now have emergency custody of 2 of our grandchildren, and our daughter and her husband, they're in a treatment facility, and our prayers are they will get where they need to be so that one day they might be able to be in the kids' life the way they are meant to be. But until then, Mrs. Lovely and me, we're parents again, and every morning, every day since this occurred, we have been playing the parent. We have been getting up, cooking the breakfast, getting them ready for school, getting them to school, dropping them off, you know, the parent-teacher conferences, all of the things that go along with it. And it's actually been one of the biggest blessings in our life, and we're very excited about it. So there's a lot of work involved, but today what we want to do is we want to get this insulation. This is called Thermafiber Fire and Sound Guard Plus. This is a mineral wool, and it's mold resistant, it's fire resistant, it's waterproof or water resistant. And I'm going to take you inside and we're going to talk about where this is going to go on the walls. I got a lot of work to do. We left it just like it was after the camping trip. I'm telling you, it looks like nobody's ever been up here in years, so lots to do. Okay, so like I said, it's been a good 5 weeks since we've been up here, and this is the wood stove that I need to do just a little bit more to. We've got to get this insulation up back here and on these walls. We're going to leave this loft not insulated. We'll leave that open, and of course we're going to be insulating all of this going up to the ceiling up there. The trusses at the very top, they're 2x6, and we want to go all the way up to that area. I'm not sure yet exactly how we are going to go about insulating the roof sufficiently with enough, but this I believe is an R19, which is going to be great for these walls. And I came across this product from basically an overstock kind of outlet that sells things at a discount, and so I bought this pallet. We're going to take it off. I'm going to let you see it, and we're going to talk about what it's good for and if this is the right fit for this building. I was talking to a friend of mine who does remodeling and construction, and he said he's highly allergic to this stuff, and if he even gets a little on him, he breaks out in these really bad hives. So I'm hoping that does not take place. If anybody has had any experience with this product, let me know. But yeah, we're gonna get it off the truck and get it brought in here. We've got a big loft up top, and so there's lots of space for me to store it. I'll probably put it up in there or on the other side in the meantime. Well, before I get started getting the insulation off the trailer, I'm gonna take my blower here and I'm gonna get these leaves off this concrete so I'm not crunching along. But I wanted to let you know that when we came in here just a little while ago, there was the biggest buck on the hill out there and a doe following. Actually, the doe was in front of it, but yeah, they ran off and went into these woods right over here as I was driving up the driveway. From the road all the way back here is about 3/4 of a mile. And so when I'm first coming up that driveway, I'm on the lower part of the hill and they can't see me coming up. But when I topped that hill, they knew I was nearby and they decided to scoot on across the field. But that was a big old buck. I bet it was a 10-pointer at least. Nice, solid, big, wide rack on it. So let's clean this up a little bit, and then we're gonna take this insulation off and get into it. I worked up a sweat. We got it cleaned off though. Let's get this insulation off the trailer and take a look at it. Expecting rain today, so I'm glad I got down here in time to get this off before the rain. This is actually a R15, not an R19. Okay, here it is. This is that Owens Corning Pink Panther Thermafiber Fire and Sound Guardian Plus, or Guard Plus. So yeah, there's 8 pieces in each bundle. This is a whole pallet. If I remember, there's 12 bundles. 3.5 inches thick, 15 inches wide, 47 inches in length, 39.2 square feet total coverage. I don't know, I've never done insulation before to this extent. I've done little pieces here and there when I've replaced some sheetrock, but yeah, this is totally a new one for me. This does not have a face on it, so it's faceless, which means that it's got no paper. All it is this stuff right here, and you squeeze them in between your 2x4s. And we're gonna go inside and talk about the 2x4s. So as you can see behind me and all around here, this is a pole barn, and it has 2x6s making up the framing around windows. You have your 6x6 posts, of course, and they are, you know, I don't know, 6 to 8, even maybe 10 feet apart in certain places. But in most places, we have absolutely nowhere to put this insulation. So that means that I'm going to need to do framing up the wall of these stud walls so that I can have a place to put all of this insulation. So this is not going to happen overnight. Now, if you look back here, we do have this wall. This is the wall that's separating. So notice back there, we've got our big, yeah, we call him Big Red. That's our Case IH 75C tractor. And over here we got Little Red. That's our little Polaris. And this is the 500. This thing is a blast with the kids on the back of it back here. I found these seats, by the way, in a bus. Someone put it on Marketplace. Hey, if you'll come and take these seats out of our little bus, they were turning it into some sort of a pet grooming station. They said you could have these seats. So I grabbed this set, and I got another set just like it, and I mounted it in to the back of this, and it's a great place for the grandkids to hang on and fly around the fields and have a good time. But yeah, this is the case. So basically this back area is the, and it's as small as it is, this is the garage area. Up there is a loft, and this will all get finished. Yeah, we're gonna end up having the tiny house area in the front. Got a little pass-through window right here we can slide open. I thought down the road, if we wanted to, this bottom part could get finished out and we could put a large dining room table in here if we wanted to have some gatherings and stuff like that. With Thanksgiving around the corner, it would be great if this place was ready and we could do something like that, but we're far from ready. We've got too much to do. But what my point is, these walls should be 16 on center and should be ready for insulation. I'm gonna just do a measurement and see if these guys that framed it for me did that correctly and see if that insulation would fit in there. However, I may end up putting different types of insulation because I'm trying to do this on a budget, pay as you go kind of deal. And so like I said, I found that insulation at a really good price compared to what it would normally cost. And I'm gonna continue to look for those kinds of deals. So we may mix and match insulation. We just need to have a good R factor and keep it in good shape. But yeah, I've got this tape measure right here. We're going to see what we've got. All right, so if I were to measure, yes, these are right at 16 on center, which puts them at about 14 and a half in between, which if that's 15 inches, like it says, that's going to give me some capability of squeezing it in there and it holding tight. So let's take a look at this wall here as well. Yep, about 14 and a quarter on this one. So this is close to a 16 on center. It's not gonna be perfect every time. These guys are throwing them up fast, but that's what I'm gonna have to do on these walls. You're gonna see some, of course, that are already tight. And this is like 12 and a half inches right here. So I'll just have to cut that mineral wool and stick them in places like this. But on walls like this, I'm gonna have to build out the framing. And of course, I'll be doing that all the way up and around as well, including the back. So we've got our work cut out for us. Let's unload this insulation before the rain starts. So I was looking into what's the differences between this Thermafiber mineral wool versus rock wool, and I just pulled it up, and I'm just going to share with you some of the stuff that I've learned here. First of all, this this excuse me, I've been sick for about 2 weeks. Mrs. Lovely about 3 weeks now, and we've been dealing with all the things that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. It's been challenging to say the least, but we're getting through it. Praise the Lord. So this product is made from about 70% recycled materials. It says it's from natural and raw materials, including rock and blast furnace slag. So that doesn't sound very appetizing, blast furnace slag, but it's a product that they use in this that I'm assuming has some really good components for insulation. And as it says there, it protects against, you know, it's thermal, fire resistant, really good soundproof, and it's also non-combustible, which is a really very important thing, especially right here behind the wood stove, where I want to make sure that I definitely use this product here. Again, I might be mixing and matching, but I'm going to use this right there because non-combustible is a good thing. It's mold resistant and it's water resistant, like I mentioned. It says it's available in semi-rigid and rigid boards and bats. So rock wool, on the other hand, it says it's a type of mineral wool insulation that's produced naturally during volcanic eruptions. So more natural. This is comprised of things that they've pulled in and put together, where rock wool is more volcanic. It says rock wool used sometimes interchangeably with the term mineral wool, but they are different, but they have a lot of similarities. Some other things that it highlights here is the soundproofing. Rock wool is better for soundproofing than fiberglass. So this is comparing it to fiberglass. This is not fiberglass. R value, mineral wool has a higher R value per inch than fiberglass, it says. So that's a good thing. Installation, when it comes to mineral wool bats, they say that it's easier to install than fiberglass bats because they're stiffer and they don't flop over as easily. So that will be good as I'm going up and down through here. But what I can tell you is that as I've just been carrying these, not even getting into the insulation, I'm already a little itchy on my face and arms, and that's to be expected because there's tiny, tiny microscopic particles of rock, or I could call it even almost like glass, because little chips of rock is like glass, and this slag that's in there, I'm sure it's the same stuff. So yeah. This is going to get us started, and we're going to see how far we get with all of this. There's quite a bit of it, but we're obviously going to need more, and as that time comes, we'll put it up. But the first thing I'm going to do is buy a bunch of 2x4s and start building up these walls, getting them ready so this can go in. I've got a few little bit of electrical items that I've got to finalize before I do all the walls, so I got to be careful where I put the insulation. And then once we get that done, then we can slap walls on top, and we'll be getting closer by the minute. Okay, so I'm gonna get all these bats up to the loft and move on to some other stuff. I can get a few up that way. There we go. Go up top and move them around. right. Okay, I got it up there. We have 12 bats of the R15 Thermafiber up top in the loft, ready for me to get to work on. So what I'm gonna do next, and I'm gonna make this a short video, just want to talk to you a little bit about the future plans of this little tiny house, and then I'm gonna get into messing with putting the finishing touches on my chimney and my wood stove on the inside. I've got to do a little bit more to it. A lot of you guys who have been checking out the full install of this, it's a very long video, but it's probably one of the most detailed because I learned the hard way. I had to go and find all these materials, learn all about this, and I laid it out really good in the video. So if anybody's looking at putting up their own chimney and installing their through the wall wood stove, that might be a good one to check out. I'll put it above at the end of this video. But yeah, we're gonna be working on that here in just a few minutes. But I'll put that in a different one so that you don't have to hang around for all that if that's something you're not interested in. But as far as this insulation is concerned, hang in there because we are going to be putting that up. We're gonna put walls up, we're gonna do that. We're gonna turn this into a tiny house with cabinetry, a kitchen along this wall, and there'll be a kitchen sink right there in the center. We'll have a stove, we'll have a refrigerator over here, and all of this is gonna be ran on solar power. That is the plan, and we're hoping that that will come sooner rather than later. But so far, it's taking a long time to get anything done. And this new little life change that we've got is not going to help us do this any faster. In fact, we ask you to be patient with us because we're here at this lovely, beautiful land, the lovely place, and our goal is to make this a homestead one day. We want a home right over here, and with the grandchildren in tow, that would be absolutely wonderful, where they could grow up out here on this land. Before, we thought it would just be me and Mrs. Lovely. However, one of the main reasons that we were doing this, going back out to the country, getting away from the big populated areas, was, well, there's a lot of reasons, but one of them was to get the grandchildren out on the land, get them in the country, get them around gardening, get them around animals, livestock, things like that, that we hope to have here in the near future, so that they can be a part of that and they can learn what's really important and skills that will get them through in case everything else goes down. So I appreciate you coming along with us, and we'll see you next time here at the lovely place. Until then, God bless you and be lovely, people.